Hey creeps, my name is Scarah. Welcome to my tub of terror. I sit in here, I review horror movies, and I try to make it really quick because these bubbles aren't gonna last forever. Tonight I'll be reviewing Rob Zombie's movie, 3 from Hell, which is basically a direct sequel to his 2005 movie, The Devil's Rejects. So if you remember, The Devil's Rejects ended with Captain Spaulding, Otis, and Baby Firefly riding in a convertible down a winding road riddled with bullet wounds after a gunfight. Now everybody really assumed that the trio had died, and we thought that was it for these villains that we love to love. 3 from Hell opens up where Devil's Rejects left off. We see our 3 in the convertible, we see them full of bullet wounds, but then it jumps to them being in the hospital, and there's some newsreels and news clips, and the narrator is describing that they're all still alive. They all have like 1,000,001 chance to survive. How many bullet wounds each did they have? 20 bullet wounds each, I believe. And somehow, all 3 beat the odds, and they all survive. Now, I'm no mathematician, okay? I'm no physicist, but I do know this. 3 people surviving, 1,000,000 to 1 odds. Carry a 1, divide by 7 is pretty much impossible. I think that was the joke, like nobody thought they were gonna survive, and let's make it as ridiculous as they can. That, hey, oh, they just survived. No real explanation. Just, you guys all thought they were dead, but guess what? The fuckers are alive. They're alive. I don't know, some might say it's lazy. Some might have preferred a more creative reasoning for the fact that they survived. I mean, he could have taken a monster movie twist and had them actually die, and then Dr. Satan, finds their corpses and sews them up, and somehow they're reanimated and they're more evil than ever or something like that. I don't know. That would have been really cool. Now, here's problem number 1. We see Otis in prison. He's shirtless. And he apparently, is supposed to have 20 bullet wounds, right? They were all supposed to have 20 bullet wounds apiece. Let me ask you this. All right, Einstein. Where are the scars? Bullet wounds leave scars. Am I right? You know what I mean? Like not a freaking freckle. All right? There wasn't not one mar on his body. Okay? Not a scar to be seen on any of them. I feel like maybe I got off on the wrong foot already. I don't want to be negative in this review. Let me check my list of all the movies I've written and directed. 0. Can you even see me? What the? Like I was saying, I haven't written a horror movie or directed one. So I don't want to criticize harshly, and I don't want to take a man down for his hard work. I don't want to criticize anybody's acting skills, Sherry Moon Zombie. I don't want to do that. I just want to say what everybody's thinking. Sid Haig is only in this movie for a matter of minutes. We see him in the jail. He's talking to a reporter. He is very thin, and he seems very weak in the movie. And it doesn't seem like it's method acting or anything like that. That just seems like they got him fresh out the hospital room and put him in the scene, and he read the lines. I love Sid Haig, and I want the best for that man. He's 80 years old. He's been in like 50 movies and 1,017,000 TV shows, and the man is a character actor legend. He's just a legend. It turns out he had been sick for a very long time. I read an interview with Rob Zombie, and Rob stated that he wrote the movie, everybody signed on, they're getting ready to go, and all of a sudden, Sid's not showing up for his costume fittings, or he's not showing up for this or that. He keeps postponing, and it turns out He eventually talked with Rob and he told him, hey, I've been in the hospital for, a long time. And Rob went to see him and saw that he lost a bunch of weight. He was very sick, and Rob knew he was going to have to start rewriting the movie to feature him less. But as he did the rewrites, it became evident that Sid wasn't going to be in the movie maybe at all. So he had to rewrite that movie several times as this whole process went on, not knowing if Sid was going to be in it or not until the very end, when he basically had to beg the producers, I guess, to allow Sid to be in it. They have to get insurance clearances and things saying that the actors are healthy enough to appear in the movie. So this was not the original script that Rob Zombie intended, and I think everybody probably should keep that in mind. It'd be interesting to read the original script, because this really did feel like it was stitched together. The flow wasn't necessarily there. So the first half of the movie is prison scenes, trial scenes, jailhouse scenes, and the trial scenes seem to be very Manson family inspired. The jailhouse scenes also gave me a lot of Natural Born Killers, Mickey and Mallory Knox vibes. The mania, the dancing around, ultra violence, all of that, it felt very Mallory Knox, just not executed quite as well as Juliette Lewis was able to do. Also, we find out that during their time in prison, Otis and Captain Spaulding and Baby have become cultish-like celebrities. Again, much like Natural Born Killers. So like I said, they get rid of Captain Spaulding early on in the movie, and they introduce a new character, a family member we haven't yet heard from, Winslow Foxworth Coltrane, or you could just call him Foxy, played by Richard Brake. Now in the second chunk of the movie, we find Otis to be a free man. Well, at least he's out in the real world. I won't tell you how that happens. But Baby's still in prison. So Otis and his family member Foxy hatch a plan to get Baby out. They end up taking hostages. They're in someone's house. And this is where my second problem with the movie comes in. Or is it third? I don't know what number of problems we're on right now, to be honest. Look, I'm okay with CGI for the most part. What I'm not okay with is CGI for dang old gunshot wounds, man. I'm guessing, actually I know, that the budget for this movie was very, very limited. So they went CGI with the gunshot wounds, which if you're a gore fan, it's pretty disappointing. Especially after all the gore that we got to witness in House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects. The CGI gunshot wounds just felt weak. In the third act, we find the Firefly family in Mexico and some little rundown hacienda. It feels like a lot of scenes from The Devil's Rejects were repackaged and repurposed for this movie. Remember in The Devil's Rejects when they were at the brothel? They were having a good old time with the prostitutes and partying, and they like to get fucked up and do fucked up shit. Well, that's basically the same thing that happens in this movie. It's like Rob Zombie was just trying to deliver what maybe he thought the fans wanted at this point. That's sweet of him, but I wanted to see something different, that's all. Sherry Moon Zombie's feet are all over the place. Her bare feet, like the camera tracks her bare ass feet. But what I don't understand are dirty feet. I guess there's a dirty foot fetish thing going on. I'm unaware, I don't know. Feet in general can be sexy, but dirty feet? I just think it's gross. There's carnage and killing and carnage, a shootout, knife fight, machetes, fire, but it was still... Before I forget, a quick note about Richard Brake. I thought he was really good. I thought if anyone had to come in and stand in for Captain Spaulding and fill that void, the best person for the job was Richard Brake. He was great to watch. The script could have been meatier for Bill Moseley. We know that man can really deliver evil. We know from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, we know from The Devil's Rejects, we know from House of a Thousand Corpses that Bill Moseley is one bad motherfucker. But in this movie, you don't feel it as much. He doesn't have that simmering anger. It's more like, older man annoyance at life in general. I kind of wish Rob Zombie left us with the 1-2 punch of House of a Thousand Corpses, followed by The Devil's Rejects, and just left it at that glorious end scene with Freebird, you know, and the bullet wounds and the blood and the anguish on their faces, and really left them to be the true villainous creatures that we love to love. But you know what? I still watch that shit again. You know what? Fuck it. I'm probably gonna Netflix that sucker in a few years. I'm gonna shutter that thing, okay? As you can see, I barely have any bubbles left, and my blood is starting to get a little cold. So, I really must say goodbye. My name is Scarah. This is my tub of terror. And until next time, I'll see you in your screams.